What's up, everybody? Hope you all had a great day. Getting into this episode of GH. Listen, I totally understand why Stella and Jordan don't want to say anything to Curtis about Trina potentially being his daughter because at the end of the day, I wouldn't butt into it if I were them. I wouldn't say shit. I'm just gonna be honest. I wouldn't say a damn thing because they have no proof. You know what I'm saying? They have no DNA evidence whatsoever to back up that claim. Back up their suspicion that Trina is really his daughter. All they got is suspicion. That's it. And if they come up in there and tell Curtis, oh, she could be your daughter without DNA proof, all he gonna do is lash out. That's all he gonna do. So, without that, what can you do? I do feel like Stella still should have went to the wedding. I could understand her not wanting to officiate the wedding, knowing what she knows or what she suspects, but I still think she should have showed up for Curtis. You know what I'm saying? I think she should have, because that's going to be a major regret on her part maybe if she doesn't show up. But then again, I'm pretty sure this ain't going to be Curtis's last trip down the aisle anyway. He already on marriage number 2. So it is poor Charles. Hell, look at everybody else who've been married 12 times, so she could make the next one. I do agree with Stella, though. I definitely agree with Stella that Jordan needs a man. I'm just, not that she needs one, because nobody ever really needs a relationship per se, but I think it's time that she start getting a personal life. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be all up in Curtis' business every 5 seconds and doing police work. Get you some business. You know what I'm saying? Like, she need to take up a hobby, get a man, do something. Like, something to fill up her personal life. I'm just saying. I totally understand her not wanting Stella to hook her up with nobody, but she do need to put herself out there. Like, move on with your life. Curtis done moved on with his. He done got remarried. You need to move on with you and find you a boo. I'm just saying. I'm wondering. I'm still thinking about that, though. Like, who the hell on the current canvas can they pair Jordan up with? That's what I'm trying to think. Like, who? Because Jordan is fine. I'm just saying. Like, ain't no way a woman that gorgeous should be walking around Port Charles single. I'm just saying. They need to find her somebody. Find her somebody. Now, I'm not saying they need to bring on somebody new, because we don't need no more new people. Unless you're going to bring on Sterling and Portia family. Like, unless you're going to bring Zeke and Sterling on more, we don't need no other new people. I'm just saying. I really want them on the show because I feel like they could add to this cast, though. Even though, like I said, it's bloated, but I like their style, and I feel like they could add some shit to this cast. And we need more representation up here. We do, honestly. But yeah, I'm ready for Portia. I mean, I'm getting everybody's name all mixed up today. It's 3:00 in the morning. Don't mind me. But yeah, I'm ready for Jordan to, mix it up, mix and mingle. She's single. She needs to be mingling. So anyway, moving on from that, Trina just honestly couldn't sit by and watch, Curtis and her mom get married without Stella being there, because she really felt some type of way about Stella not being at the wedding. So, she ducked out of the wedding a little, the reception a little early to, go get Stella. Her and Spencer went over to Stella's and stuff like that because they feel she needs to be there. I mean, she missed the wedding portion, but at least she could be at the reception. And I agree. I think she should be there. Despite what's going on, she definitely should still be there. And I'm glad they went and got her. So anyway, moving on from that. Dante and Sam is up in England talking to this little bartender, bar owner or whatever about, trying to find Maggie. So I knew this lady was lying. I knew she was full of piss and vinegar. She's sitting there talking about, oh, I don't know a Maggie and I know a Marjorie. Ma'am, don't insult our intelligence today. And when they mentioned Esme and stuff like that, she was like, oh, I don't know no Esme Prince. See, you slipped up right there by even saying the girl name. How you don't know, but you don't know her last name, but you know her last name though. You know her. And even Dante and Sam knew her ass was lying. See, I was hoping that Sam's approach would have been the better approach, like, the honest approach, like, hey, we're looking for Maggie. She used to be the nanny for Esme Prince or whatever. She's in trouble. She need help. I thought the honest approach was going to work, but that ain't work. So they got to get creative here to get any type of information out of this nut. Cause soon as they left, she gonna go and look at some old letters. I was like, yeah, we knew your ass was Maggie. Don't try to play with us. We knew. Maggie, Margaret, get your ass to Port Charles and come handle this girl. Stop playing these little games. So anyway, moving on from that. Heather Weber. This heifer gonna sit here and give Ryan some little makeshift Valentine's card that she made or whatever. Heather is so nuts. Ryan gonna sit there and grab her arm, like grab her wrist and stuff. I'm like, Heather, aren't you tired of this man grabbing you? Cause you keep poking the bear. At some point, the bear gonna bite your ass. I'm just saying, like Ryan already be looking at her like, if it wasn't for this little plan of yours, I would have been killed your ass 5 minutes ago. Like I would have did it the first time I saw you. Like Ryan be looking at her like, yo, he will take her out at any given second. Like that's how he be looking at her. Because he feels like her little plan is a few hiccups in her plan. Like for one, how are you going to convince Esme to even go with y'all when you escape? How you going to get her to go? Two, the cops are going to be all over y'all asses. Like white on rice. So how y'all going to fix that? So she done gave him a shit, what is it? A shank or whatever, a little shiv or whatever, a makeshift knife or whatever. So he can go back to being the Ryan of old or whatever. And I'm just like, y'all are one big nutty ass family, ain't you? Bunch of wackadoos. But Ryan is all for getting the hell out of there. But they just need to fine tune that plan. But he also don't trust Heather ass. And I don't blame him. Heather Weber, please. She'll burn you in a New York minute. He don't trust her because that knife that she gave him, he was like, what's to stop you from claiming that I took you and held you hostage or whatever? Try to use that knife against him with the cops. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like some shit Heather would do. I don't blame Ryan. Like, I wouldn't trust her either. You know what I mean? You gotta keep both eyes on her nutty ass. But of course Ryan talking about, oh, before we leave town, I got one stop to make. We already know what that stop is, Ava. You know he gonna want to see Ava before he ditch town. I'm pretty sure he will. So anyway, moving on from that. So we get to this damn wedding. And Laura asking all the questions about if anybody objects and all this nonsense. I was so tight when they actually went through with this marriage. Because Portia was hesitating at first. And Curtis was looking at her like, what's the matter with you? Like, what's wrong? I think in that moment she was going to tell him, but then she chose not to. And they done went through with the wedding. They said they vows and stuff, and they're officially married now. I said, ugh. Godspeed. So it's official. They the new Mr. and Mrs. Curtis Ashford. They done got to. I will say this: the reception and the wedding ceremony was beautiful. It was gorgeous. Like I loved it. I was here for it. They was up there getting down on the dance floor. They had their first dance as husband and wife, and then she was dancing with Sterling, her father. Taggart was dancing with Trina, and Curtis asked if he could cut in or whatever, and Taggart was cool about it. He said, yeah, go ahead. So they was dancing, and Portia was looking over at them, and her dad was like, everything okay, everything good? She was like, yeah, I'm just looking, admiring and stuff. I'm like, Portia, that's that guilt. I don't know if she know 100% if Curtis is the father, but she know good and well it's a good chance he the dad. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't know if he is the father. You know what I'm saying? We just got our suspicions at this point. Because it still is a good chance that Taggart could really be her father. You know what I'm saying? There's a good chance of that too. But I'm not going to rest until we got definitive proof. Until we're 1,000% sure in this thing. But it was beautiful. The reception was beautiful. Everybody was, enjoying themselves. Yuri and Terry was out there getting it in on the dance floor and stuff. They was together. Finn and Liz was not dancing because Finn was like, listen, I don't dance. Finn, we know. All you know how to do is the river dance. We know you don't dance, sir. I love the Trina and Curtis scenes, though, with them dancing and whatnot. But that shit is crazy. I'm like, she really went through with this wedding. I'm like, what are you doing? And, it was nice of Jocelyn, though, to sit there and tell, Spencer, what you waiting for? She was like, get your ass out there and ask Trina to dance. So, they got their little dance in before they departed to go meet up with Stella and whatnot. I enjoyed this. I did. You know what I mean? But I know the fallout is going to be horrendous. So, for Portia's sake, she better hope that when push come to shove and the truth does come out, she better hope that DNA test, whenever they do a DNA test, she better hope that shit come back as Taggart being the father. Because if not, and Curtis is the father, God help her. I'm telling you, I can already hear Curtis' big ass mouth now. He gonna go off. I'm just saying, like, Curtis gonna let her know how he feel. So anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section, let me know what you all thought, and I will see you all later. Peace.